Am I the a-hole for refusing to call my niece anything else but her chosen name? My husband, 33 male, and I 27 female. We're currently taking care of his recently orphaned niece, a female, with the plan to later adopt her. Her first name is Kelly, and her middle name is Ann. Fake names. She prefers to be called Ann. And it's been that way for a few years now. She introduces herself as, "My name is Kelly Ann, but you can call me Ann." My sister, 29 female, is 8 months pregnant with her first child and several months ago found out it's a girl. She has always wanted to name her daughter Ann and is excitedly telling everyone. Upon learning of Kelly Ann's situation and how my husband and I plan to adopt her, my sister told him a few days after that we should start telling Kelly Ann to call herself Kelly instead of her middle name. She said two Anns in the family will be confusing, so Kelly Ann needs to get used to being Kelly. My husband said she was being ridiculous, and if anything, it's her baby that needs renaming because Kelly Ann has been calling herself Ann for years. My sister argued that she has announced her baby's name many months ago, and we only plan to adopt Kelly Ann recently, so we should be the ones making her rethink what to call herself. I joined my husband's side and told my sister Kelly Ann can call herself however she chooses to. My sister and her husband called my husband and me a-holes for stealing her baby's name. So, am I the a-hole? Response 1 comments. Not the a-hole. No one should have to choose a different name. One know a few families with cousins who share a first name, and it's not a big deal. If your sister doesn't want to have two Anns, then she shouldn't use it. But expecting a child to adopt a different name than she's been using just because the sister has decided to use the selected name is entitled and mean, to say the least. Your sister and her husband are being absurd. There is not really any such thing as stealing a name, especially a common one like in which I realize is fake, but presumably you chose similar fake names for this post. And B. Kelly Ann has been alive for far longer than their child and has been using the name for longer too. Out of curiosity, if you were to later adopt an older child into the family who came with the same name as Sony of their kids, would they also expect you to change that child's name? Ludicrous. Response 2 says, plus, she has already lost so much, she shouldn't have to lose her name. Response 3 writes, exactly this. Let's further traumatize and by forcing her to change her name for a baby that her sister sees as a more legitimate family member than Ann. I mean, that's really what's going on. Sister sees herself and her baby as more human than Ann. Sister is gross and needs help. Last response comments. Right? That sister sounds so entitled. It's absolutely disgusting that she would even raise the issue. She sounds vile. Am I the a-hole for refusing to pay for the trip after the guy who invited me found out I wasn't ready to be in a relationship with him and left me stranded? A guy that I am currently seeing invited me to a small trip this past weekend. He had booked a getaway house cabin for 2 nights and bought everything that was needed for the trip. It's probably expensive since it's MLK weekend. We agreed to split everything in half. Everything went really well during the trip, and we enjoyed each other's company. Suddenly, he asked me if we could be in a relationship. I knew him for a while, but we only got close in the last 1.5 months. I didn't respond right away and thought about it for a long time. And when he asked me again last night, I responded, telling him that I'm not ready yet, but I'm okay to continue seeing each other. He got really upset and was a little brat. He then told me to find my own way home today. I say to him, "Are you serious?" He just ignores me, and he asks me to pay for half of the trip. Last night, when we went to sleep, he literally left without me. Now I'm stuck here. Luckily, I was able to get in touch with the staff here, and they told me I could call a cab to the bus station. I'm super mad now, as I'm writing these on the bus ride home. He's constantly texting me, asking for money. I told him I wasn't going to pay for it. Am I the a-hole? Response 1 comments, I don't understand modern dating, lol. I mean, he's a jerk for ditching you, but personally, I also wouldn't go on a vacation with a guy I'm in a situationship with. Response 2 says, My exact thoughts. Last response comments. If a guy I was friends with benefits with invited me to go Dutch on a 3-day getaway to a cabin and hadn't said anything about wanting to be more thamfit, I'd assume the guy wanted to spend 3 days having vacation sex in a cabin. It's not like he invited OP to a couple's retreat or planned this round Valentine's Day. Not the whole. If he actually cared for OP, he wouldn't have allowed his ego to turn his disappointment into anger. And to make things worse, he laughed while OP was asleep. He said nothing. More to the point, it was a mutual trip they were both paying for. OP has to make alternative travel arrangements. So nope, not paying her half won't make the whole. What do you think? Leave your comments or guidance below. I'm sure someone will benefit from it. This is Olivia's Coffee Time. Please like, share, and follow for more.